Hey guys, Ben Norman here, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about e-commerce digital marketing strategies and the 5 essential steps that you need to get right in order to fully maximize and realize your store's full potential. So before we get into the video, I'd love to know, what do you think is the most fundamental core part of an e-commerce digital marketing strategy? The one thing that you absolutely have got to get right. Let me know in the comments below and let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, so step number 1, you have got to niche down and make sure that you are not just going niche, but you are a niche within a niche. You need to fully understand your audience personas, the kinds of people that are going to be buying the product that you are selling. What makes them tick? What do they like? What are their favorite foods? What are their favorite social activities? How much disposable income have they got? Do they prefer cats? Do they prefer dogs? This stuff all sounds a little bit namby-pamby, but the more that you can drill down onto your ideal user persona, you can make sure that every message you put out, every image that you create, every single thing that you do to target your market is absolutely laser pointed onto your ideal prospect. It isn't good enough now to just go, oh well, I'm in a niche, I'm in a woman's shoes niche. You know, what shoes? You know, are they going out shoes? Are they luxury, high-end shoes? You want to understand exactly what part of that market you're taking on and really niche down into it. You do not want to be one of many. You want to be the go-to resource for that product or service. You want to absolutely own that section of search. Then when it comes to positioning, you need to make sure you are positioning yourself in that state of authority, that when it comes to this niche within a niche, we are the go-to people. We specialize in this exact area of that niche. Everyone else are generalists. We are a specialist. And if you want the best, if you want to have the exact right thing that you need and us tell you exactly what that is, whatever that message is, we are the experts, we are the go-to, we are the number 1 in that niche within a niche. You also need to understand, what is your USP, your unique selling point? What is it that makes you different? This needs to flow through everything that you do. You need to drill this into people so that from the very outset, they are clear of not only that you are saying that you are this market leader, but exactly why. What is the USP? What is the reason that they are going to use you over everybody else in the market? So the key here is really understanding that niche within a niche. Don't be scared to alienate people, push them away and say, no, you're not for us, we are just for this niche. Because the more that you do that, the more that you actively push away the people that are not your niche within a niche, the more you will draw that part of the niche towards you. It's just the way that it works. But a lot of people end up quite fearful and they don't want to alienate anyone. So they end up just being a generalist and trying to market to everybody. And this is where it all falls down. You look like everybody else. So what are they going to compete on? What are they going to compare you to? They're going to compare you all on price. And this is what you don't want, because if you are seen as being like everybody else, the only way that people will compare you is on price. And there's always going to be someone that is able to go cheaper than you. They will put themselves out of business quicker than you. You do not want to compete on price. If you own that niche within a niche, position yourself as a specialist within that, you are going to do very well. Step number 2, make sure you are building your e-commerce store on the right platform. You do not want to go with one of these small houses or some sort of custom built CMS. You want to go with one of the big market leaders. I always recommend going with Shopify. Their support is fantastic. The product's really good. There are lots of third-party apps. There are lots of developers that are used to customizing it. There's also lots of custom themes out there. A top tip though with Shopify, you can find that, like most off-the-shelf e-com stores, they can run a little slow. But there are lots of things that you can do to speed this up. You can simply go to somewhere like Upwork, go in there, find yourself a Shopify developer and basically say, I want you to help me speed up my Shopify store. I've been able to get one of my stores up to 99 on a desktop as a speed score, and also something crazy like about 85 on a mobile. I even have app developers reach out to me asking me how I've got it so fast. Plain and simple, go to people that know how, they don't charge very much, they can speed it up a lot. There's also a lot of third-party apps, like I said, so different marketing activities that you're going to want to do, like email marketing, or you're going to want to do exit intent pop-ups, things like that. There are going to be lots and lots of plugins that you are able to utilize to quickly add in and test different things to see what works for you. So again, make sure you go with one of the bigger stores. I recommend Shopify, like I said, for the very reasons I've just said. But basically, you do not want to go with one of these really small houses or unknown places, because if you want any customizations, you're going to limit yourself of who you can go to. And also, like I said, there are no guarantees of how long they're going to offer support, how long they're going to be around, or whatever. So make sure that when you pick the platform you're going to build your store, move it to, whatever, you pick a good one. Step number 3, we're going to want to make sure we get our marketing right. Now, there's various different ways we're going to do this. Firstly, we always want to make sure we are thinking about our search engine optimization, which is the free listings basically within Google. For this, we need to make sure that our site is running fast. We also need to make sure that we are describing the pages properly to Google and they're being seen as relevant. So there are various different apps that we can install with Shopify, whereby it will help us to optimize our store based on what the products are called, maybe what colors there are. You can put different variables in so that the app will help the Shopify store for each page that it's on, build out things like the title and the description to help you optimize. Now, I always recommend, if you want to take your SEO seriously, you want to reach out to a specialist agency, because they will help you go further than this. And if you're really looking to capitalize on it, you need people that really know what they're doing. But to get part of the way there, you can use these plugins to help you. Again, e-commerce, we're going to be wanting to utilize things like paid search and paid social, which is where we basically enter into a bidding war through Google or Facebook, whatever platform we are utilizing. And we're saying, right, we are selling cat necklaces and we're prepared to spend X amount for every bid that we win, for every auction that we win, should I say. So we enter into those auctions. The good thing with this is once you've got your site set, everything's clear, you're making sure that your descriptions are clear, you've got good calls to action, you've gone through your user experience, you make sure there are no issues with your checkout. Please make sure once your store is ready, once it's live, even now if it's been live for a while, go through with a company card and actually buy something. Work out where you would have fallen down. You know, does it ask for something stupid like for you to put a space in between your postcode rather than just automatically do it for you? You know, does it glitch out? Is the thank you page broken? You know, and go along that user journey and work out, okay, by the time we get to here, what if we did have an upsell widget that basically said, you're buying one of these, you can buy 2 and we'll give you a 10% discount. You know, little things like that, be thinking as you're doing it, but make sure that that is clear. Once you've got that pathway clear, we then want to start actually spending some money on paid search and paid social to send people to the landing pages for those products. If you sell a sterling silver cat necklace, and you are bidding on a sterling silver cat necklace, don't send them to your homepage, send them specifically to that page. And you want to work out a test budget so that you're able to slowly test different pages, because ultimately, if you're selling it for £50, $50, and you know that you are paying £1, let's say, for every auction that you win, and for every 5 people that you send to your site, one of them buys, well, it's only costing you £5 to convert that client on a £50 necklace. So that's £45 left over. And if your margins, if you're marking it up 100%, 50%, there's quite a lot of margin there. So once you know that, you can then scale out those ads. But starting off, what we do is we feed in a bit of test budget. and then we slowly grow it and scale it over time, and we build it out to more and more products. But this is the benefit with your e-commerce store. But again, moving back to things I've said in the previous point, if your site loads really slowly, someone clicks on that ad, goes through to your site, and they're waiting, you know, most people won't wait longer than about 2 seconds, and that's quite a long time. They'll just hit the back button and go somewhere else. Likewise, if your checkout's really clunky and it doesn't really work properly, they'll bail, they'll abandon that cart. So you really need to make sure as you're going through this process, you're putting yourself in the mind of a prospective client and working out what it is that would hold them back or stop them from making that purchase. And like I say, then you're slowly able to scale it out. There are lots of other things that we can do with the marketing. There's lots of other things that I can go into. There's a few more bits that I'm going to go into in the other tips, but the main ones that I'm looking at is the organic SEO. Like I said, Shopify or whatever store you get, there'll be plugins that will help you build this out a lot easier. Even down to doing things like paid search and paid social. There will be various different tools that will help you with certain aspects of this. So don't overlook the widgets that are actually available and the plugins that are available in the store that you choose. Another thing here is do not forget social proof. This goes a long, long way. For example, there's an app called FOMO, which you can plug into a lot of stores. Shopify, again, it just has an app, you click it, plugs in. And what that does is that when someone lands on a store, it starts popping up a little box saying, so-and-so from such and such just purchased this. And it will list off a few of the last purchases that were made. This hits people from a subconscious point of view a lot of the time because they're just seeing it tick away, but what they're seeing is, oh, other people are buying from this store, you know, this is a good place, people buy from here, so I'm okay to buy from here as well. It's that other people are buying it, therefore it's okay for me to buy it. There's not really that danger here. It just sends out those trust signals. Step number 4, maximize your order value and your customer lifetime value. So many stores miss this. They get the initial sale and that's it. If they're lucky, they might send out a generic-y kind of email once a month with, we've got this new product, why don't you check it out? That is not a smart way of doing this. If you want to maximize your customer order value, there are several things that we can do. I love to use cart upsell opportunities. So when somebody has placed an order already, they've gone through, they've put all of their details in and they've bought something, we then say, you've just bought this, but before you go, would you like to buy another one at a 20% discount? Or you bought this hoodie, why not buy the tracksuit bottoms that go with it and we'll give you this amount of discount. And you can get really, really smart with how you do this. And there's an app that I love to use called Reconvert, which I will put in the description below. Any of the things I mentioned, I will put in the description below. But basically, it doesn't mess with the first order, which is really important because if you start trying to upsell before somebody has actually finished the checkout, that process can disrupt it and you can end up losing that initial order, which you don't want. You are much better trying to get an extra order after the initial order because, like I say, you're not messing with that first order. And also, if someone's just bought the hoodie and they get to the checkout and you're saying to them, go on, I'll let you buy the tracksuit bottoms for 20, 30% less. A lot of people go, well, I don't really want to give a 30% discount. Just think of the amount of money that you've spent in advertising to get that person to the site to check out. A lot of the time, it's worthwhile offering that discount for somebody who is already there. Plus, it helps build in that loyalty. They feel like they've almost won something or they've got something cheaper. Just gives you a little bit more of that kind of brand equity and just leaves them feeling with that kind of like good feeling that they got something a little bit extra. Plus, your order value just went up. So you can also do things with it like cross-selling into different things. But a couple of things I want to mention here. Abandoned carts are massive when it comes to e-commerce. You need to make sure that you have got a process in place, whether that is using email automation with something like Klaviyo, which I love, or push notifications work as well. or SMS messaging, you need to have a facility whereby if somebody doesn't check out, that you are able to follow up with them via a series of abandoned cart messages. Because a lot of the time it's not because people don't want to buy, it's just life gets in the way. They didn't have their card when they were creating that order, or they couldn't remember their PayPal password, or their kid was screaming because it's fallen over, or the phone rang and they got distracted. So don't just give up on the sale just because someone didn't check out the first time. Also, using email automation. Yes, it can take a little bit of time to set up email flows. Klaviyo is awesome. It has a load of templated flows built in, but even just indoctrination emails, so that you're basically welcoming somebody to the family, thanking them for the order, letting them know, right, I saw you bought this camera, that's brilliant. People that tend to buy this camera, like, they don't know how to use this feature, so this is how to do this and this is how to do that. And oh, by the way, did you buy a case? Because if you don't, here's some of the popular ones, and they can just click a link and go back and buy it. It's being helpful. Just give value, give value, give value, and then just drop something in that's a little bit more salesy, but do it in a helpful way that's relevant. And you will find that you just start making orders on autopilot just from helping that person use the thing they bought, or letting them know about different features, or letting them know about different products that they can use with that thing that they've just bought. So don't give up on the sale once it's there. Make sure you're using smart automation and rules to follow up with people at certain times. Likewise, if someone hasn't been back to your store for a while, they've not been back within 30 or 60 days, have an automation set so that an email goes out and says, hey, hope you're doing well. I hope everything's treating you well. We've got some new stuff on the site we thought you'd like. Make sure you come back and check us out. Alternatively, if it's kind of consumables that people are buying, so say people are buying supplements that dog food that is going to last 30 days, when it starts getting to 25 days and that person hasn't reordered, which is very easy to set up in something like Klaviyo, you just send them a nice email saying, hey, we know you bought this nearly a month ago now. We know it's about to run out. Here you go, here's a one-click reorder button. Take it one step further. Give your clients a discount for signing up to a subscription basis. So that dog food, you can buy it for £30 every month, and come back and do it. But if you set up a subscription where we'll automatically bill and ship you every month, we're going to give you a 10% off that every month. A lot of people will do that and just set it and forget it, and then you cash in on that sale every single month. And I love Recharge for this, which, like I say, all of these things that I'm mentioning plug straight into Shopify, makes the setup a breeze, and also it just gives you a massive chance of being able to acquire that customer just once, but be able to sell to them time and time and time again on autopilot, making their life easier and bringing your customer lifetime value up. Okay, which leads us on to step number 5, which is similar to step number 4, but it is retargeting and following up. So like we've got our email automation, we want to set up things like paid social retargeting, so that as people are moving around, if we know that somebody has come and visited a product page, they've been on there longer than a certain amount of time, we know they're interested in this product, they've seen an ad, they've come and visited the page and they've gone away. So a bit like that person that abandoned the checkout, they got a little bit further, but just because this person didn't buy at that time doesn't mean they're not interested. They came through to the site to actually look at the product. They probably have an interest. This is where we want to set up a remarketing campaign. We add this little group of prospective customers into different lists. That way we are able to create specific messaging around these products, and also with some of the really cool software and retargeting platforms, you are able to do this based on a set of rules of what they visited. So instead of having to totally recreate this every time, use the power of the system to do it for you. By putting a small amount of budget into it, you are able to then follow these people around and keep saying basically, oh hey, that thing you checked out, it's still here. We know you want it, so click and come back. Then, if you know that they've clicked and come back again and still not bought, you can keep applying the pressure. You might then say, come on, you twisted our arm, we'll give you a 10% discount as long as you order it within the next 24 hours. Don't let these clients just disappear and go somewhere else, because they want the thing they've clicked on, they just didn't buy at that point. But if they don't buy it from you in the future, they're gonna buy from somebody else. So make sure that you are fully capitalizing on that by utilizing retargeting. Okay, so they are my go-to points. They are my key takeaways for each of the stages. If you are stuck and you want some more help, do feel free to reach out and I will do what I can to clarify those and help point you in the right direction. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've taken massive value from it. If you have, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to be notified as soon as I release new content just like this. And I will see you in the next video.